What's going on, everybody? It's Endless One Up. You know what time it is. It's time for What's on Deck. I got a special episode here because I'm wearing my freaking Endless One Up hockey jersey. My team's going to the playoffs. I don't have a team. That was all nonsense. But no, I just like this. I love this hockey jersey. It's fun. Would you like yourself one? Pay me $1 million. No, what game are we checking out? We're checking out Inertial Drift. This is an arcade racer type game that came out in 2020. Has a really unique, cool, fun control scheme. The really cool thing about it is on the deck. It's amazing because this right analog stick is your drifting and this is your steering. So it is very intuitive, really fun. Let's dock it up and check it out together. Alright, the game is Steam Deck verified. You can see that here under game info. We got green across the board. The game does play well up to 1440p for me. So I already have it set here for game resolutions to 1440p, and that'll be the max that I display it at. If you go to 4K, you get less than 30 frames per second. You get roughly like 20, and it's not that playable. So we're going to stay away from that. We're going to go ahead and skip this stuff here. Go ahead and get in the settings. We're going to check out the settings. So we got 1280 by 800. Motion blur is off. Chromatic aberration is on. Ambient occlusion is high. Anti-aliasing is on FXAA, or we got TAA or SMAA. I'm going to do SMAA, and then our shadows are also high. All right. And then we're going to jump out of here, go up to the tutorial mode. So I'm picking the tutorial mode because I noticed if I do story mode, it doesn't give me the ability to use the drifting function right away, and that's no fun. Like, I guess the car I start out with doesn't have it or something. But anyways. So we don't have to worry about that because we got it now. Here we go. So you'll see the first turn here. If I'm hitting left, it's not really turning that much, but we were able to manage it. This next turn, you kind of got to use that right analog stick. And then the next turn, you got to use that analog stick a little bit more. But you can see the drifting is really cool. I can still even kind of turn and brake when I'm drifting, but I did not do a good drifting there. Let's get me off the screen here just so you have a better view of everything. There's some little build-up menus down below that you can see. I don't know what they exactly mean because it looks like I'll hit my brake. Is that for like tires? Maybe it's for spinning out or something, because I don't know. I don't know why it turns red. But if I'm not using the brake, you don't get that like harsh spin out. See, I can kick my butt end out like really hard like that. This all sounds like really strange dialogue to be saying. Sorry, everybody. And I'm just showing you like the drifting more than anything right now. So let's bring me back up on the screen here. So it's pretty cool. Like when I'm going down the road and I hit the right analog stick, you can see it like kicks the butt end of the car out. So between steering with the left analog stick and then using a drift with the right analog stick, it's kind of a unique, fun control scheme. Let's go ahead and turn on the telemetry in the game just so we can see the overlay up there on the top. Before we change the resolution or anything, let's do a little bit of racing with this. Go back up to resume. All right. Can we turn around without? Okay, there we go. That's good enough. So we're getting 60 frames per second still. Nothing really changed on that option. It's looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and stop it there. Let's go to visual. We're going to bump this up to 1920 now. Give that a shot, just like that. All right, so I can already see a bit of a frame hit, it looks like, because we went from 60 to about 45. I guess if you're going to do that, you could always turn the refresh rate down to match that. But now we're getting 50s, so I don't know. Maybe it's like a buffering thing. Maybe it depends on what's going on, but you're definitely not getting as good of frame rates. There is an option here to essentially lock the frame rate, so you could lock the frame rate at 30 or 60. I have played this game at 60 frame rates. You'll see here in a second when we get to 1440p. It does a pretty good job. So let's restart this, but this time we're going to do this little bit of a race or whatever you want to call it in 1440p mode. So bump this up the rest of the way there. All right, we're leaving everything else as is. I haven't changed any of those other settings. So everything's pretty much on high. We're just essentially changing the resolution. So you can see right out the gate, we're not even getting 30 frames per second here. If I come down to the settings, go back into the visual, and try to turn that on unlimited, that's not going to change any of the results here. What we need to do is turn down some of those settings. So just to show you, nothing changes. If anything, hitting all those lights back there, we got a frame hit. So we're around 27 to 25, 28 roughly. Go to visual. We're going to go down. We're going to turn this off. We're going to turn that off. We're going to turn that off. And we're going to turn that off. We just turned everything off, but we're still sitting at 1440 now. So let's go ahead and jump back and then resume. So at least now, this doesn't look that bad. It's still arcadey looking, and I would be okay with that. We're above 30 frames per second, so this is totally doable. We're almost at 40 frames per second. That's not that bad. So you could even cap the game at 30 frames per second to give yourself more of like a smoother, less jumpy frame rate. If you don't mind it, you could just leave it uncapped and get the 30 plus frame rates. Let's bring it up to the settings, check out visual. Let's go ahead and change this to, I wonder how 1440 by 900 would look with everything back on. I think that if we could get, let's see. So this is at 60 frames per second. This is 1440 by 900. This is like what I would call a thin raster type piece of media, but that's not that bad. This looks better than the 720, obviously. So you could run it at 1440 by 900 if you have the dock and be able to get it out. But if you're doing all this in the Steam Deck and handheld mode, you're not going to have any issues. So let's do that once. I'm going to bring it up. The resolution is still set to that other crazy high resolution. Oh, it wants to use the controller. So I'm just going to go back in here. We're going to go and turn the visual back down to 720. And then that'll be the Steam Deck resolution now. So I don't have it set up to use these analog sticks right now. It's still using the Xbox controller. But definitely a fun game. I want to show you what it looks like on the screen. So let's zoom in on that. So there you go. That's what it looks like on the actual screen on the Steam Deck. Pretty cool game. I really enjoyed it. It's on sale right now for the Steam sales. So if you get a chance, go grab it. Well, thanks a lot for watching, everybody. If you're new to the channel, think about liking, subscribing, hitting that bell icon so you can be notified for the new What's on Deck videos that come out almost daily. I try to get at least 4 out a week. I say daily, and that's not really true. So it's about 4 a week maybe, but I'm always dropping videos. Sometimes I drop shorts, sometimes I drop, live streams, so I'll do whatever. And I still am going to finish my Ragnarok stream, so hopefully you'll stick around for that or check those out. And I'll talk to y'all later. See you down in the comments. Peace.